these guys also made millions from penny stocks, but, they did it the right way, the legal way, and reminded us that penny stocks are not the Aaron, go broke way. Trader Timothy Sykes, in fact, says recent college graduate Tim Grittani turned $1,500 into more than $1 million by following his strategy. They both join us now. Gentlemen, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Tim, your key early on was recognizing that while it's a murky waters, penny stocks are not necessarily always treacherous waters. What is your strategy when it comes to penny stocks?
Yeah, I mean, you get to know that there are good companies and bad companies, no matter that they're trading at $1 or $2 a share. So I like buying stocks that have earnings breakouts, like when they report good numbers. And I like to bet against pump and dumps because, as you saw in Wolf of Wall Street, a lot of these penny stocks are outright scams.
Well, how do you distinguish? I take it you've seen Wolf of Wall Street, and that's what it was about. I want to give away the movie to those who haven't seen it. But obviously, as a guy who, got his riches off of penny stocks and a lot of illegal stuff. So how do you distinguish?
Yeah, I mean, you can read their SEC filings. Companies are required to file them. Most people and most investors don't read them because they're like 70-page legal filings, but there's a lot of tidbits in these filings, where the companies say they have like $5,000 in cash, they're based in a strip mall. You can do the research on the internet. The internet has changed everything. There's no way that any investor out home should not be Googling every single company and looking at, the insiders, who is the CEO. A lot of these management have very bad red flags associated with their names. So if you're meticulous and you do research, you can really spot these kind of scams outright.
Well, Tim, the other Tim here, you didn't do too badly utilizing this sort of strategy, the same sort of penny stock approach. What did you do?
I basically did learn most from Tim's strategy. I took more of the approach, though, where I would figure out what companies were being promoted, the emails that were being sent out or the boiler rooms that were calling people. And basically I knew that no legitimate company would do this. So rather than look at filings, I really would just say, okay, this company is being hyped up by emails.
Right. We're showing, by the way, Tim, as you're speaking, I don't mean to interrupt, my friend, but some of the investments you had that did, by and large, fairly well. But how would you distinguish between the hype and the fact, between those, as Tim Sykes was pointing out, had great potential and those that might have just had a lot of great marketing?
Well, between the hype and fact, if you're getting one of these emails and you read the disclaimers, usually you'll see something like, this company was compensated $500,000 to send out this email. And fact of the matter is, no legitimate company is going to do that.
Yeah, yeah. Is that a good strategy? Tim Sykes, back to you. I mean, a lot of people are leery of penny stocks because they're penny stocks, and they're penny stocks for a reason. Thinly traded, very, very risky, and the professional money crowd always says, not worth it. Don't even go there. What do you say?
I mean, if you have a few $1,000s to your name, you can't afford just to make 10 or 20% per year. It's just not going to do anything to your bottom line. Tim Grittani has grown his account exponentially using penny stocks and trading off the volatility. They're not as thinly traded as you might think. A lot of marijuana stocks right now, they're trading 10, 20, sometimes 50 million shares every single day, and you have 20 to 50% volatility every day. So when you have that volatility, you have that liquidity, you can play in and out, and you can, really grow your account exponentially, as Tim Grittani has done.
Tim Grittani, do you look at stocks? Let's say you got a stock that's trading at 10 cents or 35 cents. If it doubles or triples, do you dump it or do you hang with it? What do you do?
Well, most of the time I'm not even holding them that long for them to double or triple. I'm just catching a small side of the upside move. But once the stock has gotten to that point where it has doubled, it has tripled, and if it's done it in a relatively short amount of time, maybe just a few days, then at that point I'm looking to short sell the company and bet against it.
Interesting. So, Tim, the idea is that, pigs always get slaughtered, so you don't get too piggy, right? In other words, you've had a nice gain, you don't wait for a huge gain, or do you?
No, I usually wind up selling too early.
Tim Sykes on the same issue?
Oh.
I sell too early. I take my 10, 20, 30% profits, but as both Tim Grittani and a lot of my students and a lot of other penny stock traders like Investors Live, Superman, Modern Rock out there, we all make millions of dollars along the way. So do you really regret missing out on 300% gains when you have millions of dollars in your own accounts? And the answer is no. We enjoy our earnings.